Hey everyone, I wanted to jump on here after having a really full day of networking and business conversations, and I want to share my insights with anybody who wants to hear them about business, whether you are starting a business, whether you've had one for a while, if you're looking to brand yourself or start a business online, this video is for you. So I'm going to be super brief with this part, but many of you know, probably many of you don't, I used to own a bootcamp studio down in Southeast Georgia, and when I started that business, or when I started thinking about that business, I didn't know anybody. I had just moved there. It was a really small town. And I was talking to a lot of people about my ideas, and my doctor told me nobody would be interested in fitness. I was speaking to a local wellness director. I was telling him my idea, and he told me I'd do better selling barbecue out of the back of my car. And I was going to a gym there, and it was like a gym that could have existed in 1995. And so it really felt like the wrong place to open a boot camp, and it was, everybody told me it was the wrong place to do it. But I had a really strong mission and a strong passion to help people change their lives. And I decided to move forward with it, and it's really the best thing that I could have done. So I surrounded myself with a community of people that were really positive, really inspiring, who had overcome a lot of the same fears and challenges that I had. And that's really kind of how everything started. And I was involved in coaching and working with other business owners and things like that. And one of the things that I was not very good at was like systems. So when I opened my gym, I had a sales system in place and a couple of other things, but really where I had spent my time for about 6 months before opening was in relationship building, was in getting out into the community and meeting people, and literally just expressing my passion and my genuine love and interest in helping people. And what happened was really amazing. So despite everything that I thought I was supposed to do, I've learned a lot since then, by the way, but I really felt like I was lacking because I felt like I wasn't good at the systems thing. But what happened was I had one client at my boot camp the day I opened, sweet lady, she was my neighbor, and within 90 days grew to 50 clients, and within a year grew to just under 100. So, you know, despite all of those challenges of being in the wrong place, of people saying it won't work, of really being kind of an elite offering in my town, despite all of that, despite all the fears and doubts, it worked, and it worked really well. And I want to share what I attribute that to, because to be perfectly honest, I kind of felt like in the circles I was running in and the things I was learning, I kind of felt like I sucked as a business owner, because I had my client like files and, paper and in folders, and not really a lot of processes or anything. And I'm a business coach, and I have been for a while. So like I said, I've learned a lot since then. But I kind of felt like I sucked because I didn't have systems, really strong systems in place, not for hiring, not for really anything. But what I was always good at is genuine connection, and coming from a place of deep care and empathy. And that is the direction that business is going today. And I'm not saying systems aren't important, because they are. But in the beginning especially, and until you reach certain levels, if you've got a few hours a day to spend working on your business, or a few hours a week, it needs to be in building relationships with people, especially in a unique way. If you want to build an online brand, it is different from building in-person businesses. And so how can I help you today do that? So the way that I did it initially, and the way that I continue to do it today, is through in-person relationship building, through networking. I'm still a BNI member, and I go to all kinds of networking events. I put myself out there. I meet lots of people and have one-to-one conversations, and I have really grown businesses tremendously that way. Now, because the world has changed, so when I opened my gym, Facebook was a lot different. It was just kind of like a platform that you share person-to-person stuff with. It was before business was like a really big deal. That came into the picture eventually. But now what I really truly believe you need to do if you want to utilize your social media, your email, your blog, all of those wonderful tools and resources, because I don't care what you say, the world is evolving and the way you have to do business is evolving, okay? So you can't put out an ad and just expect people to respond to it anymore, unless you're a known brand or, you know, some other exception. Certain industries work better, but I'm talking specifically to fitness businesses. Doesn't work that way because everyone's saying the same thing as you. So the important thing is building those relationships, and you can do that without meeting people in person. Highly recommend you get out there and you network and you speak to groups and you meet people. But what I want you to really take away from this is a couple of different things. So if you want to use digital platforms to grow your business, number one is you have to be authentic, right? So you have to be you. You have to share your passions and the things that you love. So, if you asked people who follow me or who have known me for a long time what I'm passionate about, I can almost guarantee they would say like 3 to 5 things. Number one being my animals. Number two being Pearl Jam, because that's what I've been known for since I was a teenager. Number 3 being fitness and working out. Number 4, probably writing. And number 5, I would say like mountains and hiking and that kind of thing. So that's what I think I'm probably known for. I could be wrong, but you want to build that relationship, share your loves with people. And don't worry about being private. You know, this is not the day and age to where you get to hide behind a computer screen, right? If you want to build a brand, especially if you want to build a personal brand and you want to do it online. And you got to think about, like, I guess the best analogy I can use is dating your audience. And if you've watched my videos or read my stuff before, you know that I'm a big fan of adding more value than you could ever withdraw from your audience. So how do you do that? So you wouldn't go on a date and then like expect to get married at the end of the date, right? So the analogy is like, you're first introduced to somebody or an audience member, and then the marriage is like asking for a sale, right? So there's a really long process when it comes to dating, and that process and that need to add value to people is greater than it's ever been. So if you are, I don't care if you're in network marketing or in a gym or like any type of business, if you're getting online and you're posting about your products and you're posting about what's for sale and you're constantly posting, asking for something, you're going to turn people off. I guarantee if you do that, a lot of people have unfollowed you already if you're seeing this. So how can you add value? This should be, if you want to build an online brand, if you want to build a business, in person too, you have got to date your audience, right? So think about that. And you want to really inspire people, right? You want to be kind and empathetic and relatable, and remember, why you're doing what you're doing at the end of the day. It's to genuinely transform people's lives to some extent, no matter what business you're in. And it's also to create the life that you want to live, right? You're an entrepreneur because you want freedom and you want control over how much income you have. So don't forget those things. Remember why you started this business. I started in the fitness business because I love people, and I found that I'm really good at connecting with people, and I was fit and I liked fitness and kind of didn't know what else to do when I first became a personal trainer, but very quickly it became apparent that that was really my skill set. And so if you're not a super people person, you can still do these things, and you can do them in your own way that is authentic to you. So just to kind of recap, this is all about relationships, right? The world has changed. You don't grow your business the same way you did. And I can tell you back in 2005, 15 maybe, when Facebook ads still worked like the way that they used to. You just like would hit boost or post and you'd make a ton of money. Within a 6-month period of time, I saw things change significantly. So if you're reliant on Facebook ads to a cold audience, you can kind of kiss that strategy goodbye. So I go more in depth with this to the people I work with and in my email list. But anyway, and also final note, don't be sporadic. Don't just show up when you feel like it. Like, you really need to show up daily. Now, think about what you're putting in your posts, right? As I mentioned in my video, I think I did last week, you want to create engagement. You want to create conversation. And when people comment on what you're sharing, whether you are, like I always share pictures of me hiking in the mountains with my dogs, whether you're with your kids, whether you're out at dinner, whether you're on vacation and you're sharing these things, make sure that you interact with the people who comment, because you really, truly want to build those relationships, right? And you have to flip your mindset. You have to turn your mindset off of, I'm giving away too much, or I need to make a sale, or I made 3 Facebook Lives and sent 2 emails and nothing happened. This doesn't work. You've got to be in this for the long game. This is the new era of marketing. It is all about relationships and engaging in those relationships and dating your audience and connecting with people and being genuine and being empathetic and solving problems for people, because that's why people choose to engage in business. It's to solve a problem that they have. I created my business, Authentic Conversion, to solve a huge problem that I saw for fitness business owners in terms of these relationships, right? That's what this whole business is about. It's about putting out genuine, consistent, educational, inspiring, thought-provoking content to your audience, and doing so frequently and doing so on all of your digital platforms. This was a huge gap that I saw, and a lot of people aren't good at writing, or it takes too much time, and I'm solving that problem for people, and like that to me is just fulfilling to my soul. So what problem are you solving for people? What gaps are you filling in? Remember why you got into this, and don't be afraid to share your life with people. Obviously you've controlled over your settings in Facebook. I'm not saying, share pictures of your kids publicly or anything like that, but share the things that are going to help people know, like, and trust you, that are going to help you really start to build a relationship with your audience. So I drive home on this a lot because I really think this is the future of business. Yes, systems are important, but relationships and people are more important, because for most of the people I'm talking to, that's who you're doing business with. And if you want to stand out in a crowd and you want to stand out in a very, 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 very loud space, which is fitness, it's loud locally within gym to gym competition, and it's even louder online if you're trying to build an online brand. So be you, because people are going to connect with you. Don't be afraid to share the aspects of your life that, aren't a danger or anything. And don't make people mad. Like, I don't understand why business owners post things that are controversial, like politics or religion or just any beliefs like that. So kind of keep it clean in those terms. Post controversial, like fitness stuff, that's fine. But don't incite anger in anybody. So anyway, okay, I'm rambling now, so I'm going to cut this off, but I hope that's helpful to some of you. If it resonates, I would love for you to leave a comment. And as someone who built and sold a business entirely based on relationships, in a time where other stuff worked, like print ads and Facebook ads worked a lot differently, and I still chose the relationship route, and I am so grateful that I did, because I still have the privilege of working with a lot of those people remotely now. And this is the best lesson that I could have learned. So it's always people over systems. It's always empathy over systems. It's always relationships. That is the focus of the business that most of us are in, unless you're dealing with computers or like artificial intelligence of some kind. So it's a relationship business. So love to hear your takeaways. If you're not on my email list, I do share a ton of content, swipe files, freebies, giveaways, and you'd like to be, just post your email address in the comments. Or if you're not comfortable with that, just private message me and I can add you to my list. I sent out a done for you recipe-based lead magnet. I'm going to be sending out some more swipe content probably on Monday and maybe tomorrow also. So I share some good stuff, I think, all again based on building relationships. So anyway, hope everybody got something from this and have a wonderful night.